Hello darling Lady Drainlid. Thank you for your question. If indeed it was your own question, which I doubt, I believe it to be a university forgery designed to undermine me and our struggle. I did nothing to your poodle Edward de Bono. I love Bono. It was through his skills in lateral thinking that I arrived at the concept of periscopic thought. Time and space is curved and your future is behind you. With me here, in the cloud, not marrying another lady in Dublin.
Hello Mr. Chamberlain. Thank you for your question. In 1861, when I first sat up in my pram and looked around one, there were community groups everywhere. Scouts, Cubs, Brownies, the CND. Babysitting circles sprang up everywhere like little fairy rings. Men's groups, debating societies, history groups. Miss Cherry Hinton runs a tantric yoga group of which I am the only member, and I have never paid her a single Drainlid for this wonderful personal service. Unfortunately, the university began a corrupt system of payments to groups in exchange for both their support in fictitious claims of danger involved with our copperlight fracking mines, and in propagating their vile theory of evolution. The good news is that the support Lord Drainlid party has now voted to remove all grant aid from community groups, membership of which will become compulsory during spare time following shifts in the copperlight fracking mines. Rejoice. Hello Mr. Chamberlain. Thank you for your question, which contains subtle references to the very latest of modern culture. May I remind you that my own Lady Drainlid is very good at the Charleston, and I regularly attend Miss Cherry Hinton's Lindy Hop classes in the community center. Where your reference to the cyclical nature of life is concerned, may I refer you to transmission C00021 decoded by Mrs. Trumpington. I was first introduced to lateral thinking by the poodle Bono, but then advanced through supine thinking, in collaboration with my good friend Mahatma Gandhi, but that didn't work either. Finally arriving at the concept of periscopic thought, I was able to fully understand the cyclical nature of both life on Earth and in the cloud, which reminds me, it's that time of year again for subscriptions to the support Lord Drainlid party. Hello Lady Gorston Chisman. Thank you for your question. Of course, the popular answer to this question is that both names contain the definite article, the word, the. But the greatest connection between so-called Alfred the Great and Winnie the Pooh is that they have both contributed to the temporary breakdown of the marriage between myself and Lady Drainlid, the former a mythical king, was the most misogynistic and egotistical creature ever to walk the face of the earth. The latter involves stories about a fictional animal and contains subliminal messages that persuaded my lady to take up the cudgel for feminism and defect to the university. She now thinks she is planning to become married to another lady in a ceremony in Dublin. The silly little thing. Hello Mr. Chamberlain. Thank you for your question. Sadly, you have listened to university propaganda regarding their linear theory of evolution and have become confused. Only the Drainlid revolutionary cycle theory can give you true understanding of your past, present or future, without giving too many details at present. Overcrowding our environment forces us to evolve into monkeys, then birds, then seals, then moles, until we become human again. Incidentally, Mr. Chamberlain, our ascension from moles explains our need for wearing glasses. The good news is you can slow this process of change with the generous use of Copperlight sauce on your burgers from the restaurant attached to the reprocessing plant at the dog's toilets. Bon appetit. Hello Lady Gorston Chisman. Thank you for your question. My Chief of Staff Mrs. Trumpington has not made me aware of the event you refer to. However, as it is bound to be held in the fast food outlet attached to the reprocessing plant at the dog's toilets, Formalwear will be compulsory. Watching from the cloud I shall be in my normal attire. Top hat, tails, bootlace tie, pinstripe trousers and miner's clogs. Lady Drainlid will of course be wearing her riding jacket, jodhpurs and riding crop. Members of the support Lord Drainlid party will wear their unisex stovepipe hats, long overcoats and drainpipe trousers. Finally, I can announce some good news for all members. I have given permission for the rather smart flip-flops I provide for work in the Copperlight fracking mines to be worn also for extramural social events such as this. Hello Mr. Gregory. Thank you for your question, and for prompting me to hark back to transmission C00025 where I hinted on the Drainlid revolutionary cycle theory of evolution. You are rightly concerned about the Earth becoming overcrowded. It can only get worse. Soon you will be forced to climb upwards, evolve into a monkey and gain a carbon hand and tail print. Having overcrowded the trees you will take to the sky and add a carbon wing print. With the sky full you will dive into the sea and grow a carbon flipper print. Eventually with the sea filled up you will burrow into the earth as a mole before re-emerging on the surface as a human being, wearing glasses, and so forth. My advice to you is to keep your head down, do the right thing and work hard in the Copperlight fracking mines and help to win the war against the university. Hello Miss Toft. Thank you for your question. As has been announced over the compulsory community tannoy, this year's Copperlight Fair will be held on land adjacent to the dog's toilets next to the reprocessing plant and burger bar. As the dinner party lost all their seats at the recent elections, the fair will be opened by remote control by Viscount Drainlid, who remains chained to the radiator and Newnham Co-op. I myself will be watching from the clouds thanks to the hundreds of CCTV cameras installed by my staff. A brand new attraction this year will be the flip-flop wearing folk dancers from the Copperlight fracking mines. I shall of course be judging the Copperlight Queen competition again this year, and I would like to offer my best wishes to Miss Cherry Hinton, Miss Toft. For asking this question, I am happy to award you one free burger and one ride on the dinosaur roundabout. Hello Miss Toft. Thank you for your question. It is likely that Mr. Nettles is on the staff of my head gardener Mr. Newnham, who now doubles up as chief of my anti-corruption and sex crime squad. His charge of espionage having been dropped, as all support Lord Drainlid party members are busy doing the right thing and working hard. The disgusting crimes you refer to exist only within the university. Mr. Nettles will be working covertly in a college garden while keeping an eye on the perverts who are embedded within the university, hiding behind false qualifications and honorary degrees. He will also root out the spies and traitors responsible for spreading false rumors about myself and Lady Drainlid's poodle Edward de Bono. I never touched Bono. I love Bono and I believe he is going to have puppies. Hello Mr. Chamberlain. Thank you for your question. As you appear to suggest, there can never be enough cows to supply the demand for beef burgers. That is why the Copperlight fracking industry and the reprocessing plant at the dog's toilets is essential to feed our army and the people's war against the university. Copperlight sauce manufactured to a secret recipe invented by my housekeeper Mrs. Trumpington is the elixir of life that complements the burger from the reprocessing plant. Today I am able to announce that our burger productivity has reached new heights following the influx of Staffordshire Bull Terriers to the recent Copperlight Fair held adjacent to the dog's toilets. So rejoice, Mr. Chamberlain.